goes in when we standing there on business. I'm a big stepper, underground method.
I'm a Mexican for Trump. Of course I pick my own fruit, god damn it. I'm Mexican, fool. Of course I voted for Trump. I'm Mexican, fool. Of course I got the FAFO keychain. We Mexicans for Trump, fool.
But I voted for you to take the other ones, not me. Hijo de puta.
Hello and welcome to another video, and in this video we're going to be talking about Mexicans for Trump. Yes, you heard me right. In the last election, a lot of Mexicans voted for Trump. A lot of Mexicans were for Trump. So now today we're just going to be exploring all those regrets, all those cries, all those tears. Some of them, it feels like they're finally finding out that they have brown skin. They thought they were white, and they are finding out that they have brown skin. So stay towards the end because this video is gonna be really interesting. You're gonna love it. And please don't forget, drop a like, subscribe, and comment. Help us to support liberal media with your comments. Help us to support liberal media with your subscribes. Thank you so much. Stay towards the end.
All of my life, 50 years I've been here, I've never been harassed by Border Patrol on this side of the border like this. This is outrageous.
So this Latina, who is a Trump supporter, got deported from Mexico back to the US, and I want to use this video to show y'all, no matter how hard you try, you will never be white. And I say that because she made videos going, oh, look, people are making too big of a deal about Trump and the deportations. He's only going after criminals. If you want to be here, you should do it the right way. Then she goes to Mexico, gets stopped by authorities. While she's coming back from a concert, they check her papers and then they deport her. Now, they deported her because she overstayed her visa. I know some people are like, well, you should have done it the right way. Calm down. Let's just give her a little grace here. She's not a criminal. Sure, she has ideologies you don't agree with, but she wasn't committing any crimes. She was down in Mexico partying it up. Now, this is where the you'll never be white part comes in. There's over 1 million undocumented white people living in Mexico. They are taking advantage of the system. They're not paying taxes. They're down there just partying it up. And like advocates in Mexico have been saying, that authorities don't go after white people, they actually go after brown people. So you were racially profiled in a country that you were trying to get dual citizenship for. So if you were racially profiled in Mexico, what do you think is gonna happen to you in the US? There are at least 500,000 white people undocumented in the US, and they're never bothered. Because I need you to remember that the immigration system was never set up to hurt white people. It was set up to hurt people of color globally. Our movements are constantly restricted, while white people are never bothered when they do the same thing we do. So as much as you say, oh, well, if you want to come to this country, you have to do it the right way. It is not about doing it the right way. It is always, the immigration system has always been about hurting black and brown people, no matter where we are in the world. So please keep thinking how you're safe now that you're in the US, back in your home country. They don't see you as a US citizen either. They want to take away your citizenship. They want to denaturalize people. So please, let's get rid of that colonized mind, because this immigration system was never made for us.
I know my opinion wasn't asked. I give two shits. This is social media. It's my page. I say what I want. Now, let's be clear. I voted for President Trump. I'm a first generation American. I'm a combat veteran, the United States Marine Corps, and I voted for Trump. However, this is not what I voted for. Look, I was all down and all about removing criminals from our communities. Because let's be honest, a lot of people came in undocumented, unvetted, just some of them that are actually convicted criminals from their country of origin, and then just walked into our country. Our communities got invaded. But this is not what I vote for. I didn't vote for the hardworking, citizens, because they are now citizens of our communities, to just get grabbed because they went to the grocery store, or they're taking a break, or they're having dinner with their families, or they're dropping off their kids at school. And for all of you who have this misconception that just because you're an illegal alien residing in the United States, you're automatically a criminal, you are fucking incorrect. Educate yourself. Being in this country illegally does not make you a criminal. All right? This is not a crime. It's actually just a civil violation. That's why you get grabbed and taken out of the country. That's it. The crime is when you get removed from the country and you come back in, or you cross the border with illegal documents, or you're making up an identity. That's a crime. Those are actually federal crimes. But just because you're here illegally does not make you a criminal. Man, look, this country was built on the hard hands of immigrants, illegal immigrants at that. All right, the guy that cuts your grass, waiters, the people that wash your car, construction workers, that build the roads, that build the houses. I mean, this is not what I vote for. I'm not with this. Look, I am a Latino, right? My parents are are Mexicans. I'm a first generation American, right? I'm a Texas native. Like I said at the beginning of the video, I am a combat veteran in the United States Marine Corps. I served in Iraq and Afghanistan from the beginning of 2003 all the way to 2010. All right, that's what I did for this country. But I tell you what, I'm first and foremost, I am an American. I won't shy away from that. I also voted for President Trump, but this is not what I voted for. It's a shame. That's not who we are. We're not those individuals. All right. So again, those are my 2 cents. I know you didn't ask for them. I'll give 2 shits. My name is Vic. Hashtag Vic Buys Houses. Follow me if you want. I'm sorry for you. Lo siento, mi gente. Hold on strong, man.
All of my life, 50 years I've been here, I've never been harassed by Border Patrol on this side of the border like this. This is outrageous.
Yes, and this one right here, we just recently watched. This one was the one he was loud and proud, and a Trump supporter. He have a whole page actually. If you look it up in TikTok for Mexicans for Trump, he have a whole page where he sell merchandise about Trump. He's a Trump supporter all the way, and he just saying, this is not what I voted for. Yes, I voted for a Nazi. I voted for a member of the KKK. But this is not what I voted for. I didn't vote for good people to be deported. That's not what I voted for. Yes, that's not what I voted for. I voted for. And he doesn't even know how to explain what he voted for. Do you see, guys? Guys, do you see how these people, they just don't have the mental capacity to even talk about what they voted for? They just cannot talk or put together the words that they need for they can explain to everybody else and to themselves. Let's talk about explaining to yourself. Why did you vote for the orange buffoon, the KKK member? It does not make sense. Next video, you're gonna love it because this is the typical case, FAFO Mexican, and he, yes, sorry, he forgot that he was brown, so ICE give him a friendly reminder. I think it wasn't so friendly, but you get my point, okay? So this clip, you're gonna love it. I will give you my comments after.
Why are we not allowed to be here? Because we're not white? our skin doesn't match.
That's George Doylis. He and his wife are from Imperial Valley, and they love to camp. So when they were headed up to a dental specialist in North County on Wednesday, they decided to explore Jacumba and this area around Boulevard. They headed up this road to see if they could find a campsite, and that's when they say their day took a very different turn.
We didn't think anything of it. We're an American citizens. We're on U.S. soil. Why should we be afraid?
George and his wife Esmeralda say an unmarked SUV started following them and pulled them over. They say Border Patrol agents first approached wearing masks.
So the reason why we're stopping you is because you did U-turns and there's a known alien out in the area.
He told the agents where they were going and that they did not consent to any search.
If you have a dentist appointment, it probably wasn't the best decision to be out in the middle of nowhere.
No, we have the right to travel anywhere we want to travel.
You do. You're absolutely right, you do. And I actually have the right and authority to stop you.
The couple sat in their car as the agents brought a canine.
It's called reasonable suspicion.
Do you think that they had reasonable suspicion to stop you and search your vehicle?
Not at all. Not at all.
The dog did smell a small amount of legally purchased cannabis, so they got out for a full search. 30 minutes in, the agent says he could take their vehicle, but
I'm going to go ahead and let you off with a warning.
George and Esmeralda both voted for the first time in 2020 and again in 2024 for President Donald Trump. As they see his immigration crackdown, do you regret your vote?
Yes, I do. Very much so. I feel shame, guilt, and anger at the same time.
You don't understand. He feels bad for his vote. He voted for a white supremacist, the orange buffoon, that he put kids on cages. This is the part that I just can't process this. In his last presidency, the last time he was on power, he put little Hispanic, little brown kids in cages. So these people now, when he see people being deported, families being separated from their kids, and he said, "This is what I didn't vote for this. How he's doing this? He didn't do this the last time that he was on power." Of course he did it. He did it. He put kids on cages. They were crossing the border, and he didn't care that these kids were little babies. These kids were nursing. These kids were breastfeeding kids, breastfeeding babies. And he did put these kids in cages because he doesn't get a plot about any brown people, any white, any brown, and even white people. He just doesn't care because look at all these things that are happening in red states. Look at all these things that are happening to farmers. He only cared about himself. When people is gonna understand that he only care about himself. So again and again and again, and this happened, this interview, it happened couple days ago. So it wasn't like couple days ago after all this guy had been doing. Okay, he's just getting all these migrant workers out the farm where the products are rotten on the floor. He's just doing all these things that we all know. If you follow my channel, I would recommend you strongly to subscribe. You know that he been doing this. And what is your guys' opinions about these people finding out that they are brown? They never look themselves in the mirror. They never look themselves in the mirror before. This is the first time that someone else is looking at them and they are finding out that they are brown. But tell me below, what do you think about this whole situation, FAFO for Mexicans? What do you think, okay, if this is happening on the country? And also, what do you think about the deportation of migrants working farm workers, they are working on the fields and they being deported. And now it seems like a Trump want to legalize those migrant workers that he already deported. What do you guys think? Comment below.
Mexicans for Trump, this video's for you. And right off the bat, I just want to say that I think that both Democrats and Republicans are equally as bad. It's just that Republicans laugh in your face and you guys take it with a smile. But anyways, let's get into the video. I find it really funny how Mexicans for Trump think that white Republicans see them as equal. How quickly do Mexicans for Trump forget about the past and even current events? Check this out. Mexicans for Trump forget the fact that during the Great Depression, the USA deported 2 million US-born Mexican Americans. And before you say, oh, that was a long time ago, I have relatives that are still alive that were alive when this happened. Also, we can't forget about the fact that at any given time, there's literally thousands of US citizens that are detained or get deported on a daily basis. They do not care, bro. Also, we can't ignore the fact that the USA literally deports tens of thousands of veterans every year. This is a huge problem in the US. At any given point, there's at least 100,000 veterans that have been deported. They were deemed good enough to die for the US, but not good enough to live in it. Because to them, you're just Mexican. It does not matter. They were promised citizenship and they were deported instead. But this is just the tip of the iceberg. There's way more I can show you. And just so you guys know, they will never see you as equal. It does not matter to them. You will always be a Mexican. It doesn't matter if you were born in the States. To them, you will always be Mexican. But let me know what you guys think.
Mr. Trump, me wanna say thank you to you for deportation me.
So this is a video of a Mexican man deported by Trump and vlogging himself crossing the border and entering America again. He's a total hero for filming this. Mind you, he tagged Donald Trump and say, "Thank you, Mr. Trump, for giving me the holiday that my boss would never give me. And I'll be back to work tomorrow." Well, let me tell you, when people said Latinos are the most hardworking people in America, they ain't lying. Cause what did you mean by deported on Friday and back to work on Monday? Dude was literally like, I was planning to visit my family anyway. Thank you, Trump, for the gas money. This also proves a serious point that Donald Trump is literally wasting millions of American taxpayers' money for basically nothing.
You want to know what I love about this Trump MAGA situation? This country with these white people trying to like whitewash everything and do this and do that. You know what I love about it? It's kind of like it's becoming the downfall of the whites. Like, you know, all these years they put themselves on this pedestal and they put this fake persona out as if you gotta be elite to be, in order to be white, to be white you gotta be elite, blah blah blah. You gotta be white to be elite, basically. And it was just like the American dream was a pipe dream. It was a lie. It was something instilled in us since we was young. So it was like we was like brainwashed to believe this shit. Every culture, right? And now that this mega shade has come and it's just showing everything, all the true colors for the people who've been, they have people who've been woke, but they got people who's just waking up, right? And it's good because it's like everybody is waking up. All the cultures are waking up. They're calling each other out. They owning up to their bullshit. They calling each other out. They calling other people out, and they realizing that white is not right. Y'all stealing other people's culture and saying this. Y'all stealing other people's ways of life. Y'all stealing other people's ways of living and saying, oh, this is what it is to be white. This is what it. And in actuality, like y'all, like they are shit. Like they are shitty ass people. And it's so funny because this is really like Trump was the downfall of the white people rather than the irony of it. He was the downfall of the white people rather than the fucking savior of the white people. This shit is funny. You can't make this shit up. When your own people is tired of your bullshit, don't want to participate in the shit you're trying to fucking create, just calling you out like horrendously, and you're supposed to be like a world leader, right? That screams a lot. That screams a lot. And not only just calling you out, it's calling the people, their own people that support you out, which is a good thing. Because usually, like, they'll just take it in silence. They don't say anything. They'll probably know it's wrong or just don't say anything. Just don't. But no, they are advocating. Like, they're advocating. It's like they're so sick of it to the point where they have to speak out, and they're livid by it. And it's just because it's like it's nonsense, and they know they is it because they're waking up, and it's nonsense, and they know it's nonsense, and that just screams a lot. That is a big step for. So it may feel like America is going backwards as far as what he's trying to do, but the people aren't going backwards. The people are waking the fuck up. It's like, and it's irony. He want to divide us, but it's bringing us closer. That's the crazy part.
Well, if there's one thing that I love, it's a good FAFO immigration story, and boy, do I have a good one for you. Let's get into it. This lady is Cynthia Olivera, and she is someone who is originally from Canada. She is a Trump supporter. Her husband's a Trump supporter. I'm assuming her whole entire family is Trump supporters. And she's been in ICE detention for like 10 days now. And let's see how she's reacting to it.
I don't want to be in the U.S. is my country, you know. That's where I met my husband. That's where I went to high school, junior high, elementary. That's where I had my kids.
Oh, Cynthia doesn't look like she's having a good time in that ICE detention facility she wanted everybody else to go to, even though she knew she was here illegally. That's probably the craziest part to me about this is her husband's legal, her kids are legal, and both her and her husband know she is here illegally and still voted for Trump.
She too supported President Trump's promise to launch the largest deportation program of criminals in American history.
My wife is a very, well, up until 18 days ago, was a strong believer in what was going to happen the next 4 years. But we feel totally blindsided, betrayed.
Husband Francisco is a U.S. citizen. He says a couple of years ago, after submitting green card paperwork, he and his wife had to have a difficult talk with their kids.
So when we filed, we let the kids know, like, you know, mom is considered an illegal alien, Canadian-born citizen, and we're going to be doing this process to try to make her legal.
So her husband was married to an illegal, as they call them. The mother of his children, also illegal, as they call them. And she got a, look at this, under the Biden administration in 2024, granted a work permit, allowing her to legally be in the U.S. to work, and still voted for Donald Trump. I say ship her ass back to Canada. She's lucky as hell she's going back to Canada. What is she even still doing in this country? Get her out. Enjoy Canada, Cynthia. They waiting on you, honey.
So this actually happened.
That you're a Mexican American.
Yes.
What do you think about Trump's border policy?
I love it. I love it. I'm 100% for it.
Do you know anybody that crossed the border without applying for green card?
Oh yes. Unfortunately, I have family members that did. Cousins, nephews, nieces.
Because those people might be deported if Donald Trump wins.
That's okay. That's okay.
How long have they been here for?
Years, like 20, some like 30 years.
And so you think that members of your own family who've been here for 30 years should be deported?
Yeah. Yes. I mean, they can be deported, but they can also apply to come back again to the United States, but do it the right way.
How do you think they would feel about you saying that?
Oh, they would be very angry. They are angry at me right now. They don't talk to me because I support Trump.
So for Mexicans who are trying to gaslight African Americans generally, but black women in particular, in trying to get them to come out and put their bodies on the line to support or defend these people who are being deported from ICE agents and Homeland Security. This video is a clear indication why we are not doing anything. We're sitting this one out. Now understand, she is a Mexican American. That's number one, and that is critically important. We thought that the only people who were supporting Donald Trump were Cubans, Venezuelans, Colombians, people on the East Coast. But as you could see, she is Mexican American on the West Coast. The second thing is that she is completely aware of what her vote would do. She said that she has family members who she knew were going to be deported, and they were not happy with her. African Americans generally, but African American women in particular, did not support this. They supported the black woman. So you want them to put aside the fact that they supported the right person, and you want them to support you, even though your family members are the ones who supported that person who is going to deport these people, your people. Make it make sense.
I've been dying to dig into this. I've been asking myself for years why Trump's followers can't see reality. So I did my research, and I'm going to share it with you. Let's talk about the psychology behind the Trump cult, because that's what it is. It's not a normal political movement anymore. It's a cult of personality. And if we want to fight it, we have to understand it. So let's break it down. First, Trump doesn't offer policies. He offers identity. He's not popular because of what he does, but because of what he represents. To many of his followers, he's the walking, talking middle finger to a system they believe has failed them. They see him as their guy, not because he's honest, not because he helps them, but because he talks like them, rages like them, and punches the people they've been told to blame for everything. In psychology, there's a term for this: identity fusion. It's when your personal identity becomes fused with your group or leader. That's why criticism of Trump feels like a personal attack to his supporters. It's not just he's being criticized, it's I'm being criticized. Second, he offers revenge, not solutions. He doesn't promise to fix healthcare or raise wages or protect your rights. He promises to go after them. Whether it's immigrants, the press, Black activists, LGBTQ people, liberals, college students, elites, anyone outside the tribe. That's classic authoritarianism. Give people a sense of law. Tell them who stole it, then promise to make them pay. And to some people, that rage, that promise of vengeance, is more emotionally satisfying than actual policy. It doesn't fix their problems, but it feels like power. Third, people crave order, and Trump promises strength. When institutions fail, when you don't trust the media, the courts, elections, schools, you start to look for a savior, someone who says, only I can fix it. That's why Trump acts like a strong man. He creates the crisis, then sells himself as the only one tough enough to stop it. He's done that over and over and over again. He's not leading a movement. He's leading a dependency. Fourth, his followers are trapped in an information bubble. They don't just believe lies, they live inside them. Fox News, MAGA influencers, far-right churches, Trump's own app, Truth Social, it's a closed-loop ecosystem that tells them every day, the elites hate you, the media lies, only Trump tells the truth. This is called epistemic closure, when you no longer accept any outside information. It's cult logic. If Trump says it, it's true. If the world says otherwise, the world is lying. And then fifth, shame is too powerful, so they double down, just like Trump does. Some Trump supporters know deep down they've been conned. They've seen the cruelty, the corruption, the chaos, but they've already invested years of their identity into defending him. To walk away now would mean confronting shame, losing their community, admitting they were wrong. And that's terrifying to them, so instead, they dig in deeper. And finally, and this one matters, Trump makes them feel seen. He tells them, they're not after me, they're after you. I'm just in the way. That line, it's emotional manipulation, but it works. Because for millions of people who feel ignored, dismissed, mocked by elites, Trump says, you matter. You're not crazy, they are. He gives them belonging. And in a country where loneliness is rising and inequality is everywhere, belonging is everything. So when people ask, why do people love him? Why would they follow him off a cliff? It's not just politics, it's psychology, it's identity, and it's fear. This is deliberate. Trump didn't create the cult. He just saw the cracks in our society and he weaponized them. But here's the thing. Not everyone in that cult is unreachable. Some are too far gone, but others are on the edge, quiet, doubting, hurting. We don't get them back with facts. We get them back by offering something Trump never will: real community, real care and real solutions, because people don't join cults when they're happy and secure. They join when they're scared, isolated, and desperate for meaning. So here's your call to action. Keep speaking truth, keep exposing the con, and when you can, offer people a way out that doesn't begin with shame, but with dignity. This fight isn't just about defeating Trump. It's about breaking the spell and building something better in its place. That's how we get them in. That's how we get them to abandon him. Let's do it.
I put a Canadian case in this video just because I've been watching in the last 3 days, I've been watching this case of FAFO for this Canadian lady, and I didn't know how to just put it on the videos. So I was like, oh, I'm just gonna put in this Mexican video because the story about her is really interesting, okay? How she just been living here all her life, and then she just got deported to Canada, and the husband is Mexican too. Yes, and he's a USA citizen. They were both pro Trump, and they are just in the finding out stage of being pro Trump. Okay, and I just wanted to put this last clip that I just put about this lady talking about what is a cult and how we need to recognize it and why it is so sorry, my camera is just playing games on me. It's just getting dark. I'm talking and then it's getting dark. I don't know what's going on. This lady that she's just telling it how to recognize the cult and why it's so difficult for MAGA to walk away from Trump. So we just made it towards the end of this video. Please don't forget giving a like, comment, and subscribe. It really helps my channel to grow and it helps other people to find my content and my video. Help us to support liberal media, okay? Help us to support liberal media. Subscribing, my camera is just messing it up. Subscribing, giving it a like to this video. And also, if you guys want to buy me a coffee, I will leave you all the information towards the end. I just wanted to say thank you, 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 thank you. I felt so good in my birthday with all the birthday presents that you guys sent me. It was just wonderful. Thank you for your super thanks. Okay, I just feel so loved by you. It helps me to keep working in this video for us, okay? For us, for we can, oh,